You're recording.
All right. I think we're getting ready here. Is how does this sound? Is it? It's loud enough. Do you want to come and just check this out?
I think if it's any louder, it gets all echoey.
The screen.
Uh-huh.
How's that look to you?
Yeah, it's very nice, Arthur. It's good.
Everybody's gonna be there, so. Okay, we're gonna. Our live stream failed yet again. I'm just gonna give up.
Yeah, let's start.
Okay, come on over here. Pull up a seat if you're here for the poetry reading. Okay.
You're gonna sketch it now. Then it could change for you. Take this off.
That was my favorite, just from the computer. Thank God. Responsibility. I did like that comedy. Big boy. He was 16. Because he was in Paris. Oh, I'm trying to just, this was, see, I'm trying to get so I can draw. So I was trying to draw, and then I would stop. It's very hard, and I've been. Hi, glad to make it. Yeah. Never seen her before.
I didn't think to pick me up and go to a myself.
Did you?
Just for fun.
You can call her so close by you.
Isn't it's well, you could too.
Many times I pass by calling you.
But crawling. Oh, this is terrible. I do notice from your notes.
Would you like to take
Okay.
images?
This is silly. It's right.
Let's do a bunch of
It's great.
Very good. Very good.
Thank you.
Okay. Holly's here, so we can start.
It's Spirit Follies.
The live stream has yet again failed. And I'm maybe gonna try it one more time, but I'm sort of disgusted with the whole procedure because I don't know what it is. Technology and Dixon and technology and Dixon. It just has never worked. Like we tried it at Orchard and the Wi-Fi wasn't strong enough, and then we tried it and internet was out. And then we tried, what was it today? I don't know. So, I'm gonna start,
Arthur, I think you might need to be a little bit louder to check to see if you like yourself.
how's that? Is that any better?
A wee bit.
You want it louder?
I think maybe a...
I mean, I could just talk to you.
Well, you're being heckled from the back, you see.
Just
Yeah, I heard.
right at the microphone. I think.
I heard. Is that okay? Do you want it louder? It's pretty good?
That's
All right.
good if you're talking right into it.
Okay, yeah. I was, okay. So I'm gonna start off with a couple of poems that are not my own. But I ran into this artist who was selling these beautiful mandalas in like an art fair in Santa Fe, and she gave me this. And I just think it's sort of like almost a perfect poem. I don't know the poet. Joseph Sky Tornik from We Are Not All Your Kindling. But I love the poem. And actually, because the people who are in this poetry group are like my emotional support network, along with my dog, the poetry dog. I want to read this to you. My friend, I want to tell you this. It is your flaws that make you perfect and a delight in the sight of the one. It is difficult to understand, but something I learned on my journey. How can I explain such a thing? The moon, sun, and wind will love us all equally, always blessing us in the same way, freely and without measure, and expecting nothing in return. Your flaws make you perfect, my friends. This was a poem that was in a newspaper in Berkeley, The Street Spirit. And I don't know the poet. I think it's the fabulous thing about poetry is that it's not only the least appreciated of the art forms, it's also it's about the commonality of expression. You are precious to me. Putting people in prisons instead of schools. Telling everybody guns, not prayers, will keep them safe. While ignoring people eating out of garbage cans. All this hate was created, coming back, haunting us, mirroring our souls through eternity. And concrete streets will be where we sleep. When will we see we are created to love and be loved and rise above violence and hate? You, my friend, are precious to me. You are so very, very precious to me. I wrote this a couple years ago at the instigations of mostly, first it was Tommy, the inspiration of Karen, but I just revised it, so. And it's such a lovely springtime, and I'm going walking by the river every day, and it's so nice to see it full of water. Things have been very hard for a few years. So, voices of the river speak through our dreams, but because the river is life, it is the river of life. It is also the river of dreams. The pristine snowfields forming and melting to form the river of words that flow from past life memory. And as the river of dreams flows into the river of words, voices echo through the valley of incarnation, speaking through this fleshy condensation. Voices of the river harmonize in the ether as they flow into the ocean of our emotions, floating, endlessly appearing, furthering and nearing, louder and softer, singing the eternal harmonies and crescendos from the cyclic symphony. Voices of the river whisper gently from the dream time, infinitely repeating the cycles of precipitation, irrigation, transpiration, sweating, thirst, and saturation. Because we are the source and the mouth of the river is us, and we are the river, inseparable and sacred, translators of nature's forces. When we divert the river of words into the acequia of healing, we open the head gate to flood the temporal field, altering our fate. We cultivate the beauty eternal where trauma is healed, shortening the cyclic inferno. In the river of life, the river is life. It is also the river of dreams, and voices of the river repeat the echoes through the valley of incarnation, flowing from the mountains of memory, where everything and nothing is as it seems. I just wrote this next one this morning, and so it's probably not finished yet, as usual, but I wanted to share it with you because, again, I say, what a lovely spring we're having, and I call this the Green Lady. The Green Lady came to our valley in the springtime. She rested here and spread her cloak of green verdure upon the bosque. All the myriad shades of green were present, deepening and softening with a changing light and perspective. The glowing green of the leaves with the sun behind them. The clover green, the alfalfa green, the green of the field of grass, the vibrant green of the new leaves on the trees, gently moving with the wind. The dark green of the juniper and pinon on the hillside. The silvery green of the sagebrush, or the silvery mullein covered with dew. The cactus green. Through it all, in her mantle of fertility, were the sequins of dew, sparkling in the morning sunlight, as numerous as stars in the sky. Decorating her verdant green cloak were besprent the jewels of flowers, radiating the wondrous colors of the spirit world. Dancing about them, the butterflies and hummingbirds, her fairies. The yellows, purples, and whites of the wildflowers, the blood-red poppy in my sister's garden, the majestic purples and indigos of the irises, the pale white and pinks of the fruit trees' blossoms, each tree a floating cloud of flowers, alive with the buzzing of bees and the humming of insects working their wonders. Through it all, like the ribbons of brownish green satin, are woven the river and the acequias, the rushing, roaring river, frothing and full of abundance, beaver busy on her banks, and the acequias filled with precious moisture and babbling mitoteando. Her head, resting upon the shoulders of the mountains, is framed by hair made of clouds of spun silk and masses of cotton, glowing with a contrast of sunset colors and nightfall shadows, torn into beautiful disarray by the gusting air currents of our atmosphere, perfection and transience, blown in wisps and curls, dark stacking thunderheads, rain showers and virga, slowly moving across the mesa, more beautiful than art could ever realize. A triple rainbow halo forming a corona around the diadem of her sun. Well, I'm just going to read this one. I don't know if you like it or not. I wrote it years ago. It's kind of science fiction a little bit, but I like it. So I'm hoping that you do too. Mowing through mazes of metallic moss, gigantic tree lichens tear into the liquefying sky, and living orbs of quicksilver steamroll around, becoming immensely dense, feeding in circular frenzy, creating troughs and trenches, digesting Byzantine labyrinths through surreal forests, becoming engines of destruction spun from the centerless void, swimming through oceans of liquefied oxygen, skipping like a flat spinning stone over the gelatinous masses of swarming acid polyps, pressure sensitive and highly color reactive, so the splashes make waves of spreading colors trailing into the distance. Climbing into the metal mountains, extruded spires of copper, gold, silver, and lead, rivers of mercury running red. A volcano spews molten glass, melting the slopes of sulfur snow. The drainage runs steaming streams of golden frothing cinnabar obsidian, mixing molten viscous thickness. And the banks are strewn with bleeding silver spume, undulating in sexual waves of graceful grooving. From the flow of the sentient fluid, rainbow sprites materialize in the prismatic dew and dance intricate spirals around transient foliage, excreting ethereal flowers, floating in translucent swarms or wash in waves of shimmering foam, sparkling in the sapphire sun. The violent frothing of cascading molten fluid pulverizes the cohesion of the primary particles to create the angel's breath, floating sheets of shimmering frost, icing the glassy psychedelic moss, writhing to the tune of the madly spinning moons, rotating in a cosmic groove, a reflected arc upon the stainless sea, projected through the facets of crystal coral reefs towards prismatic shores and opposite our perspective. I gotta work on that one. Just in case you didn't realize this is, I volunteered in People's Park for like 20 years or something. And I actually wrote this poem for a grove of oak trees that some young people were doing a tree sit to protect. And the University of California, in their all-encompassing wisdom, wanted to cut down the oak trees, which were protected in the city of Berkeley as they're an endangered species. But because the university is its own sort of a sovereign nation within the boundaries of the city of Berkeley, they were just going to cut the trees down no matter what. And it was like really a pitched battle. And actually, the same thing's going on in the park right now. It's like the last, I don't know how to describe it. The university is coming in there and devastated the park. There's so little left. They cut down all the trees. They were dumping piles of sawdust and eucalyptus logs, and they moved in all this heavy equipment. They were just getting ready to build dormitories. This has been going on for 50 years, so it's really like, you know, it's kind of intense. But yeah, they cut down a whole grove of trees at the top of the park that had been planted by volunteers 30 years ago or something. But actually, a friend of mine just died, you know, just recently, Joni Karlov. And I've been thinking about our friends who have passed away, some younger and some not so young. I think Joni lived a pretty good long life, and but I probably want to dedicate this poem to Joni. Our comrades who have fallen to the chainsaw's blade, in stacks their bodies are laid. Our beautiful friends sacrificed to greed. Our hearts continue to bleed. Sorrow can easily turn into rage. Our soul's anger at being put in a cage. Aghast at the brazen duplicity, the arrogance displayed by this university, an institute of higher learning, which thought those trees were just good for burning, whose only thought is for the profit it's turning. The spirits of the elders scream in anguish for their burial ground, having been vanquished. And so they torture the ground where their bodies were found. Our beautiful, sacred friends, your earthly life now does end. Your memory is all that remains to soothe the brutality of those football games. So, Karen's got to go at 4, so I'm going to just do one more, and Karen's up. And so this is, I don't know, I just put this together just now. So I am walking across the morning field. A delicate mist condenses from the exhalation of the tender waking earth. This vapor is drawn upwards by the vacuum that the meniscus of dawn creates as it slides across the eyeball of the earth. A gentle breeze stirs the vegetation from the inhalation of the brightening sky and the illumination of the world, saturating the clouds with beauty. Dewdrops dancing and dazzling in the dawn. I am smelling the green grass growing. Feet drenched with virgin moisture and mud. The fragrant herbs' aroma enticing and lingering as I pass, and the flowers glistening to the birds singing.
picturing that field as you were describing it.
Well, I took you there.
Yeah, I know, that's why I was able to.
Let me just double check everything here.
Yeah,
Can you stand up to the right about where you're gonna? You got it? Okay. And
does that really matter? Is that actually happening?
no, but it is being recorded, so
Oh.
I wanna. How's that? Wait a second. Let's go down.
You're the cameraman.
That looks pretty good, right?
That's good, yeah. So I too have to praise water. It's just incredible that the ditch at my house ran for 6 weeks without stopping. Just like, the music of it, the smell. So this is water poem. Am I walking the river, or is the river walking me? I walked the river this morning. Rain-laden grasses pull at my feet. Here the water pools, spreads wide between the trees. Here the river calls me to come sit, sink in her deepness. Here under the juniper's arms, to stop, to listen to the gush and rush of her waters falling, bursting from between fallen willows. I am the river, says the water voice. I write you a water letter. I call to you in the night to bring your memories. Walk with me, tell me who you love now. Tell me who you secretly love now, your real love. Is it the star shooter, the one whose eyes find you in the night? Is it the dark one with obsidian eyes who kisses you by the organic produce in Smith's wearing a pink shirt? Is it the one you long for in memory's time? The tall, lean Puerto Rican who held you close and ran you hot like a deer? Don't you just need me? I am your river lover. I run between your legs, under your arms, clear, cold, true. I don't talk. I only sing melodies of green-blue lagoons, songs of ancestors, your German mother's melodies of sweet cakes, of lullabies of Viennese waltzes, of whipped cream times. I sing your old songs and wash them through you. I take you in my pool and float stars in your eyes. I tell you of my ancestors who used my waters with songs and chants, with hoe and shovel, used my waters to grow corn and beans and squash. I hold my memories and yours. I am your own true lover, your water lover. Here, stop now by the pool of my origin. Look in among the stones. Take a handful of my waters and pour the memories over your breasts. Let my cool liquid slide over your belly, run through your hair, down your legs, become river, become me. Let the blue-green door open. Let go the arms of Pedro, Lorenzo, Robert, and Miguel. Go through the door. Say goodbye to your mother, but carry your brother folded in your heart. Let me carry you like a leaf through the blue-green door into the ditches, into the acequias, into the fields, so you become one with me, I with you. So you ride on my water letter and flow into the acequias, so you become nurturer, mother, lover, singer. See, all your old lovers' hands reach out to you as you flow by. See, you join the acequia madre. Now you sing out songs of hope, of green, new life. You wash away Pedro's tears. You soothe Lorenzo's wound. You sing Robert's water song. You let Miguel drink deep. And then wash your brother's hair like your mother used to do. The last ritual, so he can die into your waters. Then carry my water whirls. Be a water woman, leave the blue-green door open as you flow into the fields of your life. one day I sat with a very elderly friend of mine and his wife, old friends, and he just spoke the word ardiente, and so this poem came. Ardiente, he said, the afternoon was warm, the sunlight soft, the sage spreading away to the hills. We sat, the three of us, as he said, ardiente. Then he sighed. And because the sigh lasted so long, and because he then said, that's how it used to be, and because he was 92 that afternoon, that ardiente hung on the air of memory and undulated in time with such resonance that each one of us cried in our hearts, embraced the remnants of passion still within our breasts, and felt a sob well up as if we had all just been kissed. Then there was the silence, a full, passionate silence in each one of us. The man with his dark Hispanic eyes, the woman with her white iris skin and hibiscus lips, and the other woman with her long, long legs. Each of us held within our private conversations, our ardiente. This one isn't quite so sexy. Listening. This morning in meditation, my ears grew. I could hear each person waking in the sun, each seed person, that is. I followed the tree roots and heard them drinking, sipping, taking in their morning sustenance in the invisible way trees do. I heard the irises stretch their petals in the light. I felt them feeling purple. Of course the birds sang, but they sang in the way our corpuscles sing in our veins. They sang because song is their life, is their blood. Their blood is song. Is ours also? Are we missing hearing our inner music? Does our body sing upon awakening? Do we rise in silent song, a private song that only our heart knows? Are we a secret unto ourselves, always to be rediscovered, always to be uncovered again and again each day? I hear the elm buds opening, 1,000 green notes on each tree. I now hear the worms inching, persisting in tunnels, even under my bed. Is my bed a bedflower of dreams? And am I the iris? I hear the iris roots sipping up earth nectar. I hear my neighbors' heartbeats and their dogs panting. I hear the pinon tree over there adding cell by cell to the inner amber of the tree rings. I hear the apricot blossoms compulsively planning fruit music. I am the bee in their petals. I am the apricot orchestra. Just two more here. I know a place where the stars come down. Number one. Number two comes later next month. I know a place where the stars come down, where there's a bridge with my friend's name on it, carved into the guardrail with a rusty nail. I know a place where the stars come down, over the now quiet garden plots, where the two, that husband and his partner, labored and cabbages grew to enormous size. Now in the winter, the soil lies silent, laid out under the stars, and we gather around the dining table inside, forking out summer sauerkraut onto our plates. I know a place where the river decides to angle south after heading west with determination of 500 CSFs. There at the wall of feldspar, the green waters angle right and send their class 2 meanders left into rock garden, erupting into class 5, where the waters run free, singing out all the way to Mexico. I know a place where if I stand on the bridge, my eyes take in the panorama of ambered waters, side by side, orange gold tamarisks sending their reflection downstream, like parents' memories of little waters growing up. There the river waters spread out, easing into a wide pond, wide enough to float on your back and dream into the clouds. I know a place where I can tip the stars from the sky, render them captured and employ their brightness in the night to light the dark corners of heart's longing. Sent zinging into your eyes as on the riverbank you take me into your arms, we dial KNCE, turn it up, and two-step on the caliche floor of Star Club in the dust on the bank of the Rio Grande. And now in the upside down forest, I'm fascinated by reflections. Just up the road in the upside down forest, where the trees are always green, where the fat robin is always pulling worms, a pathway leads to the upside down lake, where you so easily may perch in treetops or tree bottoms, where water is everywhere, even in the sky, where clouds ripple and the whole world is in the lake, for the lake is in the sky, for the sky caught the lake. Then later in the night, in the upside down forest, stars fall and float among the trees, spinning star dreams between branches, or even in a mirrored miracle, sprays of star seeds from the right side up forest seemingly wing their way into the upside down forest. Oh, that's a triple sign moment when all the forests come together, when upside down is right side up, and right side up is in fact upside down, when I am you and you are me, when all at once and in both places you may meet yourself coming and going. Now, while all these ups are going down, the rocks all around watch by the side of the lake, and the grasses in between nod as tuffets of minute velvet green mosses tucked in beside. Also, in secret, small trees grow, star seeds of the narrow-leaved cottonwoods overhead, growing in anticipation of waving their green fronds in the upside-down night sky forest soon.
Thank you.
You want to go on, or you want to take a little break before you go on?
It's up to you
I
guys.
think maybe we should just go and then have our break afterwards.
Okay.
That way Karen will
Yeah.
know this.
Okay,
Karen will, that's what I was thinking.
all right. Here, let me just make sure everything's set for you, Tommy.
Okay.
You don't mind? Testing 1, 2.
Thank you. How about there?
That's better.
I'd like to thank you all for coming. And it's days like this that inspire poetry to come on and be printed on papers. Isn't it a beautiful day today? This first poem is called The Land Speaks. And it goes like this. Among the pinon trees and soft rolling red painted hills of clay of New Mexico dwells its past, absorbed in the land like a fine mist settling back down to earth. It is here under turquoise skies where you can feel the spirit of the land once you set foot, as if the land were alive, breathing with a heartbeat of its very own, trying to communicate with you. All the powers of persuasion the land of enchantment possesses to entice your emotions and your senses to awaken. Life not have to be so complicated as we make it. For in our infinite wisdom, we are trying too hard, but in reality, it is the earth that is big enough to slow down. New Mexico, it is here where my soul comes to seek refuge. For when I am away from this land of the old adobe churches and cold running waters of the acequias, I get restless. For the land calls me back by name to return again and again. And I must take heed of this calling, for my sanity and my well-being hang in the balance if I did not. I call this one, I'm not shy, you know. I suffer from depression, so I wrote this about depression. It's I apologize if some of you have heard it before. And it goes like this. I live in a world void of who I once was in life, a desolate and barren wasteland filled with emotions that taunt me day and night, slowly suffocating me from within and incarcerating my self-esteem until I am numb to the world around me, tossed around helplessly like a piece of newspaper in the wind. Is it morning or is it evening? Has Monday come or has it gone? In the end, it really does not matter. But getting out of this windowless prison that my emotions are holding me hostage so that I cannot see the light of day. At times I look in a mirror and see a stranger staring back at me and then realize that stranger is only me, but without my smile missing. Where is my smile? I seem to have misplaced it, for how much longer can I go on fooling people with this mask I wear to show the world that I am normal and just like them? I bring my hands up to my face to see if I am real or am I just an illusion? I cannot tell. So for now, I'm stuck sitting on the fence separated between both worlds. My search to find out who I used to be in life continues, even though I do not know what I am searching for or if I could recognize it once I found it. I call this one the wind. And I don't know about you guys, but when I hear wind, I get sad. It has that moaning sound that goes through the cracks of windows and stuff like that, no? And so I decided to write a poem about it. It goes like this. I listen to the wind as it blows across arroyos and llanos. I see the tall grass, pinon and juniper trees sway in unison like ripples in water. I hear its haunting, lonely cry, as if the wind itself were lamenting something it can never get back. The sound of the wind saddens me, leaving me isolated like an island surrounded by a vast blue ocean and blue skies. Alas, an empty world that's been tainted blue, for blue seems to be my color, not by choice, whenever the wind blows. My grandma had hollyhocks. No, she had all kinds of flowers, and she used to exchange for funerals back in the day with a lady to present flowers when people passed away. And I call this the hollyhock in honor for my grandma. I came across a hollyhock today, gently swaying in the breeze, as it continues an age-old dance ritual that has been going on for hundreds of years. Little did I know what that one hollyhock would do for me, my sanity, by opening a door to my past and surrounding me with the love and sweet memories of my grandmother and her garden of flowers of many colors and smells that would intoxicate my senses beyond reality. I still picture her dainty hands gently tending to each flower as if each were her child, taking to each one as if they were people and encourage them to each one to grow. The morning glories, the asters, the lilacs, they all combined in a chorus of beauty to form an oasis, a garden of Eden in the middle of the Southwest desert. Walking through her flower garden was a respite from the outside world, a haven where I could run to and feel safe. My grandmother and the flower gardens have since gone, but not her memories and her flower gardens that still live long in my mind and in my heart. And I add all to that one hollyhock I came across today. This one's called, sometimes we're sad, but we just gotta pick ourselves up and just be happy. No, we're always, this one's called To Be Happy. How I would love to just run away and hide just beyond the grasp of people who are always angry and full of malice. To not be contaminated with the same malignancy towards life itself that they seem to carry with them throughout their lives. To see the world through a rose-colored glass that looks half full and avoid stagnant pools of thought that only bring diseases to one's own mind. How I would love to just remove the blinds that cover the eyes of bitter people so they too can see for themselves the joy of just being alive. To lose all inhibitions and make the most of the short time we have here on earth. Wouldn't it be great to live in a peaceful, coexistent world where a frown could be replaced by a smile? And tolerance was practiced and not just left as a word. And tolerance was practiced and not left just as some word in a dictionary to collect dust and never see the light of day in some corner of a room. How great would it be to not have to think of running away? I call this good mood people. I call this good moods versus bad moods, no? And because sometimes you come across people with good moods or bad moods, that's life, So this goes up. This is a little short poem goes on. This goes out to all you bad mood people out there who are always in a bad mood and feel it's okay to take your frustrations on the rest of us, who are always in a good mood. Hey, what fault is us? What fault is it of us, the happy people, if your husband forgot to put down the toilet seat? Or you men out there, why do the happy people have to endure your bad moods because you asked your wife how old she really is? Don't you think the happy people have a right to enjoy the day without you, the bad people, dragging the good people down with you? So that you, the bad people, don't have to spend your bad moods alone? I should say not. I'm talking to those of you out there, and I know who you are because you are squirming in your chair right now as I speak. I know what the answer is. I don't know what the answer is. Maybe the bad mood people could use a little more fabric softener in their underwear. Calm down, bad mood people, and chill out. And maybe watch a little more of the Hallmark Channel. It couldn't hurt. Why don't you rent a movie like Old Yeller or Born Free so that you can connect to your softer side? Man, that goes to you as well. Start your healing today by buying a box of Kleenex and watch a sad movie and have yourself a good cry. I won't tell. I call this one Upon the Moonlight. I'm sitting underneath a purple sky, waiting patiently for the full moon to slowly crest over dusk horizon and come illuminate my world, to bathe me in the warmth of its soft, gentle glow. Let not my heart be silent on this calm, cool, moonlit desert night, for I want to hear it beat to the music coming from the light dancing around me. As the doors to serenity open slowly for a sanctuary to where my soul can escape to and heal. Like a boat without a sail floating aimlessly on still waters is how I wish to feel tonight. Immersing myself in the midst of this crystal light that surrounds me like a reassuring blanket of comfort, while removing the darkness from the night, to expose the shadows from where they hide. Oh, how I wish the full moon night would never end and go on forever. But the night must share the sky with the day, and in the end I ask myself, isn't that what life is really all about, sharing? One more?
Yeah, sure.
This is an old one, but I'll do it again. It's called Kerosene Lanterns. Kerosene lanterns burning lights up a room, exposing the warmth of adobe from darkness gloom. Flickering shadows dance ceremoniously upon the walls to imitate the movements of the burning flame. Burn, little lantern, burn through the night, so as one can awaken to the first morning light. For long are the evenings of winter's domain. The night, like the day, must have its own reign. O kerosene lanterns with your warmth and soft glow, you bring hope and reassurance on those dark and cold, lonely nights. Stay close to my side, my little lantern of light, so that you don't leave me in darkness without any sight. You expose all that is hidden by evening's long shadows, to carry me safely until my tomorrows. I'll blow out your flame now, for my eyes and my body grow weary, as I need my rest for tomorrow. I'll see you in the daytime, my old friend, in a whole different light.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi there. Right, Julia.
My first poem is called For the Daughter, because daughters are the most precious thing. To break out, to breathe through the rubble that has held you within a certain vantage point, a place you have been painted in. The fingernail moon rests upon the horizon, a splinter, a thorn like glass shard, reaching for your own true chord to revitalization. What is the seed of your vitality? Creating yourself in your own image, strength, reaching for what is inside, reaping creativity out of your truth, tasting your own heart. Now you set yourself free, run with your strength. I think of all the previous generations of women that came before you. I, the bridge who pushed you into the world. How to press dignity into your being with my fingertip. Rise up, subterranean female. Let fall away your burden, quench your thirst. El Mason, your grandfather, laying red brick for Los Tejanos, his fine mortar like frosting, holding together other people's dreams. Sus sueños eran simple, held together by the songs of Mexico that ran in his blood, sangre, by the strength of his arms and the mortar that held together La Iglesia, sanctuary to southern transplants, la amor y la comida de la familia, los niños. Para este, él va para trabajar. For this, he went to work, trowel in hand, whistling the tune of all he held dear. Orgullo en el pecho y adentro en el corazón. This one is a repeat from the poems that I read at the Valentine's Day benefit. How is it that you have poured gold into your skin? It is as though you have been made of the deepest blue sky, polished like ebony by infinity. How is it that I could do anything but desire to merge into your divine form? The sweet, simple notes of your flute are like the love songs of the bird singing into the night. It calls me in. How is it there should be any lack of you when I am wandering in some vast desert, longing to drink the milk of your darling cows with doe-like eyes, longing to bathe in the waters of the Yamuna as the sun rises, a place where the soles of your sacred feet, not far off, tread on the blessed soil, the grateful blades of grass, the touch of your sacred finger, or mere glance from your universal eyes, inducing samadhi in the most desperate of souls. This next one is a piece from a book that I've been contemplating. Dream of tragic meeting of cultures. When I come up over the ridge and realize what is happening, I break into a run. The baskets go flying to the ground. The peaceful early morning of picking berries forgotten as they fall and roll along the hillside, their red color settling into the green and brown. My nostrils are full of smoke. The sound of war cries scrape at my ears. I keep running down the hill to my people, my village, to the gunshots, the screams and shouts, to the dying. I hear my breath as I run toward my teepee, where I left my daughters sleeping. I am like a wind. I come blowing through the door flap and see a man, a white man, standing and weeping. There is blood on his knife. He is saying, "This is what it is. This is what it is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." My daughter's small bodies still lay in their beds, but they have gone with the Creator. The man is broken, already dead in his sorrow. My knife has made its way to my hand, the knife I use to feed my children. He has sunken down to his knees and his hands come up in prayer. I have grabbed his shoulder and my knife is deep within him, reaching up towards his heart, the blood of life flowing out. The last light in his eyes looks at me gratefully. Then violent death comes, as it does, with frank ugliness. Everything is missing now, gone. A void in my heart where lightning has struck. I go to my daughters and hold their lifeless bodies to my chest, one by one, and stroke their damp raven black hair. I kiss their smooth, salty cheeks. Oh, Haya! And something on a lighter note. Here's a very short one for you. The warning. One should never fall in love with a poetess, because although at first her love may seem unduly romantic, in time her carnal idiosyncrasies may tear you apart with lyrical wrath. That's that.